As you can see, I'm a bit red in the face. That's because this is on the way out of the adventure that you are now joining me for. It was quite something. Not all the objectives were met, were reached, but it was still way worth it. If you're going to join me for this one, we'd better start the story at the beginning, and it's going to be a bit of a long one because I'm not going to do 3 hours of driving and 3 hours of walking and then make a 3-minute video out of it. Let's get into it. I thought on my way into town I would go and see Augrabies and film it some more, but it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like the video I wanted to make. So today I'm taking you on my way into town. I'm taking you somewhere else. I've heard about a road that will take me close enough that I can possibly walk to it. Now whether we will actually get there remains to be seen, but that's the attempt that I'm gonna make. The river is down there, and I'm looking for a way to get through the mountains down there. Like, that's the road. I know that road. I know about that road. I've never been on that road, and I know someone has told me about this track. I actually have to get over this mountain. I have to turn around and look for a way to get over this. There's a track. I somehow have to get over this mountain on my left if I am to have any hope of getting to the waterfall. Right, so I'm now driving on a path that I heard about from someone who used to farm in the area, and as they explained it, it should take me to within 1 kilometer from the waterfall. But having checked it on Google Earth, I don't see me getting no closer than 2 kilometers from the waterfall with really rough terrain to cover. But 2 kilometers is still possible for me to walk there and back in the time that I have available. So I'm gonna see if I can do it and get us to a waterfall that I've seen 24 years ago. The reason that I actually saw it in the past is a group of rowers, but a group of guides wanted to scout that section of this section of the river for a possible rowing trip, and they contacted me and asked me if I would go with them to help them lowering the boats down the gorge. with the ropes. I used to do rock climbing and I had some of the equipment needed, and I had more experience in it than they had. We are dropping down nicely. Love to look around a bit more, but if we are going to have the best chance of actually seeing the waterfall, I should first concentrate on getting as close as I can and doing that. If there's time left, we can do more exploring. I believe this is as close as we can get to the waterfall with the vehicle. Now it will be on foot. I see some more tracks here, so it looks like it's possible to negotiate these rocks with the vehicle, but from what I've seen, I would need someone to help guide me through. So I'll see how far you can go. But we'll walk in for now. I see some interesting water up ahead. You can actually still drive here. It's rough, it's 4x4 terrain, but you can drive here. That's really interesting. The river makes a huge maelstrom here. And if you were caught in that, it would take you back, and look at the waves that it's making here. Look at these waves. That's not usual on the river. I have to walk a long way around because the water pushes up quite high there. Oh man, that would be a ride in a canoe. When we did the rowing trip, the water was at normal level, nothing like this. This is something else. I think people are confusing the names of the falls and the rapids. There are three names here. Ritchie Falls, which is the reverse falls, which is much higher up. I'm still going to walk up there if I can. Then there is Big Bunny, and then there's Dolly Parton. Now, as I understand it, I have to remember, Dolly Parton was the one at the top, and then Big Bunny is this one. At certain levels, these waves, there are huge rocks in the river, and the waves make two standing waves over those two rocks. Hence the name Dolly Parton, but it could be the one at the top. I'm not sure. I'll figure the names out, and I'll put it in writing and text which one is this and which one is the one at the top. My little GoPro cannot do this justice, and I'm firmly on the side of water being the more mesmerizing between water and fire. I want to get close to this little wave, just time my gap in the waves. Just look at that. I'm going to give you a moment to absorb exactly what it is that you are seeing here. Think about it. A standing wave in the opposite direction to the flow of the river itself. Just look at those standing waves. Right, I'm gonna run out of time. I'm gonna move on up to the waterfall itself. Hoping the waterfall is not completely washed out. There are other waterfalls in the river that get washed out. In other words, they get filled in so far that the river just covers them completely and you cannot see the waterfall itself. I'm hoping this is not the case here, but we'll see. That is simply spectacular. Sorry fire guys, water wins out. It pulses like that river. It's low, 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 and the next I considered walking across that ridge because it was dry, and then I saw it was pulsing. Dry one moment, the next moment it's full of water. Look at that now. It was lower than that. It would be easy to walk. Look there, it's dry, you can walk across it. And the next moment the wave comes in. I'm going to have to be careful. I'm going to run out of battery and memory card before I reach the waterfall. Just look at this. Another one of these maelstrom pools. It's much quicker walking on the flat sand, but the temperature here is about 8 degrees higher than the temperature on that rock ridge next to the water. So I don't want to dwell here. I brought the wrong hat for this trip, but it was not planned, and I know someone's going to ask, where's Milo? Milo has a job at home. He's looking after the house and the other animals. As far as I remember, this is where Dolly Parton is, but she's a bit washed out. But again, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Look at that. That's the Ritchie Falls. I have water, but I don't have enough for drinking and cooling. I don't want to drink the river water, so I'll use that for cooling. Now the question whether I can actually cross this little stream. If not, then that's the end of the day. And I'm not going to take any chances with jumping and stuff. Unfortunately, as advertised, this was an exploring trip and we might see the main falls close up or not. The problem for me is I'm halfway through my water and I still have half the way to walk back. And even if I did cross this little stream, it doesn't look difficult. If I sprain an ankle or hurt something, then I'm in trouble. Because I'm about 1.5 hours, 2 hours walk from the car, and the car is about an hour's drive from civilization and or cell phone signal. So I'll tell you what we do. We leave the rest of this waterfall exploration for the next season. How about that? I'm walking the straighter path now, which is slightly hotter, but I did cool myself in the river. And I'll go back to the water and cool myself again if need be. Let's do this. For anyone who wants to, who's willing to accompany me on the walk back for at least some of the distance. For those who don't want to, that's the end of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Not enough air movement to bring it down, so the sun is baking it really hot. You still here? Good. We're working our way towards the water again. I need to cool off again. We're about 1/3 of the way back to the car. So it's about another hour. But don't worry, I'll speed it up for you a bit. Quite a walk, isn't it? Not much left. We're going to head quickly down to the river up front to cool down before we tackle the final stretch home. Well, home to the car. Yeah, I've pushed myself really hard to go that extra bit to the main fall. Would have been a bridge too far. I need to cool down now. It's one of the quintessential things of floods, that so much water yet not enough water. Same as with irrigation, it is as with my situation now. I need to cool and then we go on. That was one last quick cool down. I've taken off the jacket. The jacket often works to help cool, but in this case the breeze is better. We're not far now. So thanks for walking me back all this way. This has been an adventure, and even though we failed in the main objective, most of the other objectives were met. And the positive about that is that leaves another adventure for next time. I'll be back, but I can tell you that was my maximum. Thanks for walking me all the way here, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. I find this sign always so interesting when I pass it. Can't imagine that it still says what it says. It still says safe base office.